Oh boy, this headline is very much going to stir the pot. Sir Lewis Hamilton, going off of this headline, is claiming that the two Ferraris, his and his teammate Charles Leclerc's, are not performing the same. Now, I'm sure there's going to be some people who look at that and think, oh, Hamilton is turning conspiratorial, he's losing the plot. Let's have a look at what he's actually said, though, here on the F1Chronicle.com before jumping into any kind of hasty conclusions here. Lewis Hamilton says he suspects his car is carrying a flaw that is not also present on the sister Ferrari raced by Charles Leclerc. It's well known that both Ferrari drivers are keen to get a floor upgrade up and running as soon as possible to rectify an issue with the current specification of the 2025 machine. The floor is ready for Bahrain, La Gazzetta dello Sport reports, but Frederic Vasseur and Loic Serra would like to wait. They are reportedly arguing behind the scenes that the initial goal should be to fully understand the current specification. The decision will be made by Thursday, reported technical editor Paolo Filsecchi. Hamilton, however, is suggesting that his pace deficit to Leclerc at present is because of a different issue. I'm losing a little over a tenth per lap with this problem, said the 7-time world champion. In the first 3 races, there have been a small deficit between both sides of the garage in one element of the car, Hamilton added. It's good to at least know, even though the team doesn't know why it's happening. When a new component arrives, hopefully it'll disappear and it'll be the same on both cars, said the 40-year-old. Former F1 driver Christian Albers said that the performance gap between Hamilton and Leclerc has been surprising so far. Hamilton drove a hopeless race, he told The Telegraph after the Japanese Grand Prix. I expected much more from him. Team boss Vasseur thinks the discrepancy between Hamilton and Leclerc is more about setup. The balance, therefore, is related to the setup decisions, he said. We are continuing to explore the new car and are taking different approaches to adapt the drivers. I think the situation will be different in Bahrain because we were there for 3 days last month. He's referring, of course, to pre-season testing. The Italian press, however, is already worried about the prospect of the 2025 World Championship. Barcelona is the watershed weekend, La Repubblica newspaper declared. Either we fight for the win there or we just develop the car for 2026. Interesting thoughts there. I mean, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if there is a little difference between those two cars. I would personally say a tenth of a second is set up. I think that's experience in the car, experience in the team. Hamilton, of course, is new to the team. Leclerc has driven for Ferrari as a full-time driver since 2019, so I'm not reading too much into that. You might agree with Hamilton, you might disagree with him, but at the end of the day, he still is the only one out of the two of them to win a race, albeit a sprint race. So, you know, you could look at that and think, well, was there a clear pace difference between Leclerc and Hamilton during the sprint race in China? Yeah, clearly there was. Does that mean that Leclerc's car is worse than Hamilton? No, probably not. It's probably just because of setup. I don't know. I wouldn't read too much into this personally. It's an interesting quote by Hamilton. I'm not really sure why he's saying that, but I seriously doubt those cars are different. The main difference will be the setup. And Leclerc overall so far, if you look at the races themselves, he has outperformed Hamilton. I think he finished ahead of Hamilton in all 3 Grand Prix so far this season. It's only the sprint in China where it was different. So I'm not reading too much into that. The pace difference isn't massive. This isn't Verstappen and Perez levels of difference here. This is a 10.42 per lap. I'm not going to read too much into that personally. But what do you guys think? Is there something to Hamilton's quotes? Is he claiming that Ferrari is favouring Leclerc? Let's see what you think about this. Thoughts in the comments below. As always, guys, have a fantastic weekend ahead, and let's hope for a better Grand Prix than what we saw in Japan. It's got to be better this weekend, surely. Has to be. Can't not be.